1 मई से रेरा लागू हो जाएगा।
We break it first. Maharashtra will have a realty regulator on Maharashtra Day. That is 1st of May. Act will include all the demands put forth by Magic Bricks now.
We are very disappointed with the Shiv Sena because in Saving RA was part of their manifestos.
RA protest gains steam after Mumbai Development Plan 2034 is tabled. Plan makes it clear that a car shed will be built on Mumbai's green lung, could cause over 3,000 trees to be cut down. Sangli doctors who illegally aborted female babies arrested in Karnataka. Those monsters allegedly aborted 19 female fetuses and dumped them in a street. 3 manual scavengers suffocate and die in Bengaluru manhole. Government orders probe, wraps civic body for negligence. You're watching The Big Story. I'm Amita Balachandra. Straight up, good news for home buyers in Maharashtra. The state will have a housing regulator on the 1st of May, which is also incidentally Maharashtra Day. Now, Housing Ministry officials have said that Maharashtra will follow the Centre's RERA Act 2016 and is planning to publish the final rules this month itself. This will also include changes put forth by Magic Bricks now in a representation we had made to the state government. Listen in to Minister of State Housing Maharashtra, Ravindra Vaikar.
1 मई से रेरा लागू हो जाएगा। इसके अंदर दो तो एक प्राधिकरण, एक ट्रिब्यूनल, ये दोनों रहेंगे। बाद में उसके अंदर जहाँ जगह होती है वहाँ नहीं बिल्डर मानते। जैसे आपने कहते कि बिल्डर एक जगह दिखाता है, ये बाबा ये मैं इधर कंस्ट्रक्शन करूँगा, फिर वो दूसरा कंस्ट्रक्शन बांधकाम करने का है तो गार्डन की जगह पीछे करता है, तो उसके अंदर वो नहीं करेगा। अभी 60% लोग उसको एग्री होंगे, यानी उसको दिए टाइम के अंदर ही उसको काम करना है। फिर बेचने का होगा तो उसके पीरियड के अंदर जैसे इसको ये ब्याज लेता है, जैसा बिल्डर होता है वो बिल्डर लोगों से ब्याज लेता है, लेट होता है यानी तुम लेट करते तो ब्याज लेता है। अभी बिल्डर भी लेट करेगा तो उसको उसी प्रकार से ब्याज भी देना पड़ेगा।
कारपेट एरिया जो था पहले वो चेंजेस कर सकते थे बिल्डर लोग, वो एक क्रिटिसिज्म था।
अभी कारपेट एरिया के ऊपर ही उसको सेल किया जाएगा। जो भी रेडी रेकनर के माध्यम से जो उसका रेट होगा तो कारपेट एरिया के माध्यम गवर्नमेंट के रूल के हिसाब से कारपेट एरिया के माध्यम से उसको ये दिया जाएगा। तो कंपलसरी 5 कमर्शियल यानी चक्की की व्यवस्था हो, भुसारी की व्यवस्था हो, सब्जी की व्यवस्था हो, तो ये उनके कॉम्प्लेक्स में मिलेगा तो कोई जाके फुटपाथ के ऊपर भी नहीं खरीदी करेगा। तो उसी प्रकार का हम लोग नया बदल भी करने के लिए मैंने सुझाव दिए। तो इसके अंदर का जो ये है कार पार्किंग के अंदर का ओपन कार पार्किंग वो बेच नहीं सकता, मगर ये जो बाकी का कार पार्किंग है जो पोडियम के अंदर का हो या उसके वो बेच सकता है, मगर जो उसके ये करेगा उसका एग्रीमेंट होगा उस एग्रीमेंट के अंदर वो कीमत रहेगी।
बहुत सारी जगह वेज नॉन वेज ऐसे डिस्क्रिमिनेशन भी होता है। अगर ऐसे होता है, अगर बिल्डर लोग ऐसे घर नहीं देते तो तब क्या पेनल्टी है?
नक्की उसके अंदर भी हम लोग ने ये कर रहे हैं कि वेज और नॉन वेज ये ऐसा होना ही नहीं चाहिए। जिसको खाना है वो खाएंगे, जिसको नहीं खाना है नहीं खाएंगे। दूसरा ये है कि 1 मई तक हम लोग ये कर रहे हैं, तो उसके अंदर 1 मई तक जिन लोगों को ओसी नहीं मिली है या कन्वेंस नहीं हुआ है वो भी रेरा के अंदर अभी आ जाएंगे। इसके लिए जो भी लोगों ने बिल्डर लोगों ने ओसी नहीं लिया होगा या डिम कन्वेंस नहीं किया होगा या कन्वेंस नहीं किया होगा तो उनको 1 मई के पहला कन्वेंस करना ही चाहिए, अदरवाइज वो रेरा के अंदर आ जाएंगे।
एक और चीज़ मैं पूछना चाहती हूँ, अभी May 1 को पब्लिश होगा ये रूल्स, लेकिन उसके पहले अब वो 3 मेंबर कमेटी जो फॉर्म करना था वो हो चुका है क्या? वो एक चीज़, और सेकंड एपेलेट ट्रिब्यूनल कब तक होगा?
एपेलेट ट्रिब्यूनल का ही चालू है। चीफ जस्टिस के माध्यम से लॉ डिपार्टमेंट और हाउसिंग डिपार्टमेंट के एक सदस्य हो गए, वो एपिलेट में हो गए। चीफ जस्टिस के माध्यम से उनके अध्यक्षता का माध्यम उसके नीचे, और दूसरा जो गौतम चटर्जी है उनको प्राधिकरण की एक सदस्य कमेटी के उधर सदस्य भी आ जाएंगे और विद इन द पीरियड 1 महीने के अंदर यानी मई तक ये सब पूरा हो जाएगा।
Ray of hope coming in for home buyers in Maharashtra there, but also big relief coming in for those stuck in long delayed redevelopment projects. An inquiry on 432 projects has been initiated by the Maharashtra government. Special investigation team will also be conducting an inquiry within 1 week. Also, approvals of projects which has delayed possession for over 10 years will stand cancelled as per the new rule framed by the government. On to Bengaluru now. Bengaluru civic body's apathy comes to the fore once again. Now, 3 manual scavengers died of suffocation when they entered to clean a drain in Bengaluru. All of them were employed by a contractor working with BWSSB or Bengaluru Water Supply and Sewerage Board. Now, this incident in Bengaluru happened at Kaggadasapura Main Road on Tuesday. Manual scavengers are people who manually carry human excreta from the dry latrines across India. And this is the reason it's so important to talk about this. This incident is all the more shocking because manual scavenging is banned all over the country.
This very manhole that you see here on HAL Main Road proved fatal for 3 people who in fact got into this particular manhole to decongest the sewage. What we know is that as Bengaluru experienced slight showers on Monday night, this particular manhole started overflowing, and it was a contractor from Ramke Enterprises employed by the BWSSB in fact deployed 2 manual scavengers to decongest this very manhole. The manual scavengers were accompanied by their driver. In fact, while one of the manual scavengers entered into this manhole to decongest, he got stuck and fell unconscious and lost his life. In fact, the second manual scavenger entered the this particular manhole to offer help. Unfortunately, the second manual scavenger also lost the life because both of them were engulfed by the toxic fumes. Hearing the their screams, the driver entered the manhole to offer help. Unfortunately, the driver also lost his life. What we know is this, that an under IPC section 304, an FIR has been filed against the BWSSB as well as the BBMP, that is under Negligence Act and culpable homicide. What we understand is that this particular contractor is right now at large, and a case has been, Negligence Act of case has been registered at the Baipanalli police station, and the police right now are looking out. Remember that in fact the Prohibition of Manual Scavengers Act 1993, despite this act being in place and this very recent incident coming into picture, we understand that very little has been done to prevent this particular manual scavenging. In Bengaluru, Shrija for Magic Bricks Now.
3 lives lost because of manual scavenging, something that's been banned across the country. On the big story, we are joined in by Clifton D. Rosario, Advocate and State General Secretary, All India Central Council of Trade Unions. K.R. Manjunath, Chief Engineer, BWSSB, will also join us in some time. But Clifton, thank you so much for joining us. First of all, tell us this. This is not the first case that we've heard of in Karnataka. Reports suggest that over the last 8 years, about 59 deaths have taken place because of manual scavenging. It's something that's been banned across the country.
Yes, I mean, that's definitely an accurate statistic. And these deaths are not just happening in Bangalore or in Karnataka. These are happening all over the country. And they point out to an extremely, very, very dangerous kind of situation, where on the one hand, the parliament enacts laws prohibiting manual scavenging to protect these people from these kind of deaths. While on the other hand, the law is flouted by all government agencies itself. And very unfortunately, again, 3 more workers have lost their lives yesterday.
Do you think the bigger problem is also that, a lot of these cases go unreported? First of all, the reports which suggest that 59 deaths have taken place over the last 8 years could be a very small number compared to the number of people who have probably lost their lives and have not been reported.
No, but see, I'm just saying that I think it's very unfortunate that it only takes a death for us to open our eyes. The fact remains that only in Karnataka, just in Karnataka, there are more than 15,000 manual scavengers who have been identified in the 2011 census. On any given day in Bangalore, workers, even employed on a contract basis or as sanitary workers by the BWSSB, themselves have to clean human excreta with their bare hands. Some of them are forced to enter into manholes. But it is only when a worker dies that suddenly a furor raises. The fact that any given day a human being, a fellow human being, is compelled to work with human excreta, to sometimes submerge themselves in that, is one thing that should be enough to shock our conscience and make us act. So while the deaths, of course, the loss of a life is absolutely unacceptable, but the eroding of the dignity of these workers on every single day, that is also equally pathetic. And I think that we need to raise our voices against both of this. I think in a society such as ours, when we want to claim to be a developed country, we want to be taken in the same breath as all the other developed European countries, we cannot be sending satellites to Mars and having human beings clean chambers and manholes manually. I mean, that cannot be accepted at all.
Absolutely. In fact, the BWSSB should have jetting machines, to do something like this. But tell me this, in this case, the workers were also not wearing any sort of safety gear possible. Shouldn't the BWSSB have sort of, kept a check despite the fact that they had hired contractors?
Absolutely. See, the 2013 Act is very, very clear. The liabilities of the local authorities and agencies such as BWSSB, which are state agencies, they cannot escape from that. Having contracted out a particular work to a particular agency does not absolve the BWSSB of its roles and responsibilities under the 2013 Act.
Clifton, hold on. We have K.R. Manjunath of the BWSSB joining us as well. Mr. Manjunath, tell me this. This case has happened, 3 lives lost because of manual scavenging. How did the BWSSB let something happen like this?
Number one, it is not manual scavenging, no scavenging work. It was a pipeline laid by Ramki Infrastructure, which was needed some rectification. Hello?
Yeah, please go ahead.
So the rectification he has taken up without the consent or permission from BWSSB. That rectification has to be done. But there was no hurry to do it in night or without our permission. Our engineer would have been supervised, would have been informed earlier. There was no need to send the laborers inside. We would have given our sucking machine, jetting machine were there. We wanted that manual to be repaired in a better way. It was not as per specification. So there is no manual scavenging involved.
But Mr. Manjunath, at the end of the day, the 3 lives have been lost, and these workers were not even wearing protective gear.
Yes, madam. Yes.
So shouldn't the BWSSB have kept a check on this?
Madam, he has not informed our engineer that I am going to take up this work at such a time in this location. He should inform. Then only our engineer can know. Without unknowingly, if he goes, we also are, little shocked the way it was kept in the night. There was no hurry.
But Mr. Manjunath, does the BWSSB have a list or database of all the contractual workers, what's happening, what's not happening? Because that's been a long-standing demand of activists and citizens.
Yeah, that has to be done. But because
when is that going to happen, Mr. Manjunath? Because 3 lives have been lost, and this is not the first case in Karnataka, in Bengaluru.
Yeah. We have to take that list out. Anyway, madam, I'll let you know by next meeting.
No, is there a timeline? This has happened. This case has happened. 3 lives have been lost. But is there a timeline you're going to draw up?
We have to start getting that information and go with that procedure.
So when is that going to happen?
Madam, as early as possible, maybe within 10 days or something like that. We'll try our best.
But also tell me this, how can a contractor just open a manhole without even getting the permission of the BWSSB?
Yeah, that is a shock, madam. That is a shock. That is a shock to us, because if you would inform, we would have not allowed to first enter people into a manhole without anything. We are not supposed to enter. We have to use the jetting machines. We are not supposed to allow people to enter into manhole at any cost. This has been grossly taken by the fellow.
So, Mr. Manjunath, are you currently telling me that there is no database that the BWSSB keeps, and you have no idea who's coming in, who's going out, how many contractors you have, and what kind of work is going on?
No, we have got the data. What is the contractor doing work and their engineer? But the labor employed, That we do not have exact data, madam.
Clifton, I'd like you to come in here. You heard
Yes,
Mr.
I
Manjunath of the
definitely-
BWSSB
Firstly, I
there.
think it is
He
shocking
says that
that a
there is
statement-
absolutely
No,
no
I heard
database, and the fact is that the BWSSB has to keep a database of what's going on.
No, there are two things that are shocking here. First thing is his first statement was that this is not manual scavenging. I would really request the authorities not to make these kind of statements because these are misleading. This manhole is in the middle of the road. It's a running manhole. These workers have died of asphyxiation having fallen into it. They didn't die because of falling due to head injury. They died because of asphyxiation. In a manhole, a particular gas called sewer gas is produced. Sewer gas is a combination of methane and carbon monoxide. Anyone with little basic knowledge on biology knows that the hemoglobin in the blood attracts more of methane and carbon monoxide as opposed to oxygen. So even if there's little oxygen in the manhole, first the carbon monoxide and methane is absorbed, and which is why asphyxiation takes place. So unless this learned official is trying to... Hello?
Clifton,
Yes.
hang on there. We'll let Mr. Manjunath respond to that. Mr. Manjunath, Clifton very clearly saying that this is a case of manual scavenging, and the fact that you pointed out that it is not is absolutely wrong.
Madam, the scavenging is one where when there is a sanitary complaint, they go and attend or remove the silt or the musk from the manhole.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes, go on.
So this is not the case here.
But
Because
how
repair to
would
the
you
manhole.
describe what has just happened? Because 3 people went inside a manhole.
Yeah,
to
that is
clean
a major problem. They went inside, which was not known to us. It was the main contractor took unnecessary risk. He has not intimated us. He has not made any proper safety precautions. He has not followed any procedure. That is the problem. It is not we have given permission and they have sent the people.
But the fact is, Mr. Manjunath, they
The
did
fact
not
is
even
okay.
take
I understand
they
three
did
people have
not
said they
even
have
take
entered.
the permission of the BWSSB in the first place, and you also are denying the fact that it is manual scavenging.
Yes, that is the case.
Clifton, I want you to respond to this.
I will just leave this to the wisdom of the BWSSB, but I would suggest that they would read the 2013 Act, which very clearly says that handling of human excreta in any manner whatsoever is manual scavenging. Unless they have better wisdom than the Parliament which enacted this law, they will have to. Otherwise, we'll have to just understand that they're a law unto themselves. The second aspect: these workers died of asphyxiation. Asphyxiation because of manual scavenging. Hello?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yes. So, I think I really can't accept that we're going to have a debate on whether this is manual scavenging or not, when all the authorities, all the politicians who from the morning have visited the mortuary, who have seen the dead bodies of these very unfortunate workers, have all said that this is a result of manual scavenging. They've actually announced compensation of 10 lakh rupees in line with the directions of the Supreme Court in the Safai Karamchari Andolan's case of 10 lakh rupees compensation. I still can't understand why this is happening. Now, coming to the second point, the fact is that BWSSB does not have the list of workers. It does not. It has the list of contractors, no doubt about that. But the workers who are employed by these contractors is not with the BWSSB. And that is a statutory violation of whether it's the Minimum Wages Act or the Contract Labour Act.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, Clifton, go ahead.
Yes. No. So even the fact that they don't even have the list itself is an indication of a very callous approach. It's very irresponsible. Every worker who is employed to clean manholes has to clean those manholes only in accordance with the 2013 Act. The Act very specifically states that there cannot be any manual cleaning, only in exceptional circumstances that will be permitted. And even then, there is a list of equipment that has to be provided to these workers. So I find this absolutely unfortunate. The that that this is the state
In fact, the
Yes,
BWSSB, first of all, is not even willing to accept that this is manual scavenging. And now, the line has been disconnected. We're going to continue to try and get Mr. Manjunath on board. But Clifton, tell me this. This has happened. The BWSSB, first of all, denying the fact. And second, they also say that they've hired contractors. They don't have a database. The BWSSB must be held accountable for this.
Absolutely, and we have a very big problem on our hands. I mean, if you look at generally Bangalore, in particular, and most cities of this country, the underground drainage system is in a mess. In fact, in Bangalore itself, we don't even have 100% underground drainage. So what happens is most people have septic tanks so quick that all the toilet waste goes into. Now, a lot of times to clean that, again, manual scavenging is being employed in this very city of Bangalore. And I mean, like I said before, in this day and age, when we can send satellites to Mars, I'm sure that we can be as determined to ensure that all our manuals and sewer lines are cleaned by machines, so that these kind of unfortunate accidents, the absolutely unnecessary loss of a life, a family being decimated, I mean, the kind of pain and trauma that family must be going through at this point in time, there are no words that can describe it.
Absolutely. In fact, Clifton, tell me this. What kind of safety measures do you think the workers must be given? Because in most cases, they're not even provided with a protective gear, like in this case that we've seen. So what safety measures do you think must be provided to these workers?
See, I won't even go beyond the law on this. Let's forget about what's happening in Western countries. Let's only talk about what our country mandates should be done. Firstly, the entry into a manual should be an exception, not the rule. That is the bottom line. Secondly, in the event that it is in an extreme circumstance where you have to ensure that a human intervention in a manual is absolutely necessary, what the law mandates is that there must be an order to that effect, saying that these are the reasons for which human intervention in the manual is required. Thereafter, if you actually were to look at the rules, there are 44 it lists 44 equipments, including a body tunic, masks, oxygen cylinders, safety boots, goggles, gun helmets, etc., etc. There are 44 equipment that has to be provided to a worker before a worker enters into a manual. I'm just saying that, see, this is the law, and this law was passed because when the 93 Act was passed, none of this was in that law. But the experience between 1993 to 2013, when the new Act was passed, was that a number of deaths, thousands of deaths took place in the manuals across the cities of this country. So the Parliament in its wisdom has passed this law. So even if one were to go by the law, if this were implemented, this would take care of it. But I'd like to just deviate here for a bit, if it's okay.
Yeah, please go ahead.
See, first, I don't think that this is just a question of a law being violated. This is a question of a kind of an approach. It's a question of moral values. As a society, if we are affronted by a situation where a human being is being compelled to handle somebody else's human excreta, if that abhors us, then we will take every step necessary to ensure that that does not take place.
No, right.
Incidents like this, the fact that workers are being compelled to work under such circumstances means that it's perfectly acceptable to a large number of people that their excreta is being handled by some other people. It doesn't even disturb them. No, we need that to change. People need to take responsibility, and I very fervently believe that if manual scavenging has to be eradicated from this country of ours, we do not only need the laws to be implemented, we need our values to change. We have to be far more respectful of our workers who come from...
Fair enough. Point taken, Clifton. I have just about 2 minutes left on the show. We have Nasir Hussain of the Congress Party joining us as well. Mr. Hussain, tell me this. Is the state government going to take some sort of action on the civic agencies here? Because this is a case of civic negligence.
The state government will have to take action because manual scavenging is banned in Karnataka. Nobody is allowed to do manual scavenging. And the state government, BWSSB and the other agencies under the state government have procured imported suction machines which are used for these kind of for this purpose. But I don't know how how people they were allowed, or the contractor allowed people to get into these manholes and try and clear this to do this scavenging work. I think the contractor, whoever has done this, whoever has not taken permission, whoever has not used the suction machine and used these people to do the manual scavenging, has to be brought. He has to be booked. Severe action has to be taken. Not only severe action has to be taken, it has to be exemplary so that no other contractor uses people.
Mr. Hussain, in this case, fair enough that the compensation has been given, but we just had this discussion over the last 20 minutes. The BWSSB is at this point saying that this is not even manual scavenging. How would you respond to that? One, and they don't even have a database of the number of workers. So is the state government going to make sure that this does not happen?
We will have, there is no, like, whether the government will make or not is not the question. Government has to make sure that everything is already in the days to come. For that, they have to give exemplary punishment to the person, to the people or the agency, whoever is responsible for this, whatever incident that has taken place today. Because it is banned in Karnataka. Second, we have suction machine. I don't know how people were allowed to do the manual scavenging there.
Right. Thank you so much, both of you, for joining us here on Magic Bricks. Now, this is one story that we will not lose sight of. Perhaps more than protective gear and safety equipments for workers, manholes, in fact, should probably be made an exception. And we will keep a very, very close eye on this case. With that, it's a wrap on the big story. Stay with Magic Bricks now.
You can watch live TV on our website mpnow.in. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/magicbricksnow. And don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at magicbricksnow. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/magicbricksnow.